Winds roar across the mid-Columbia. Now at 6, get ready for an incredibly windy night.
Yeah, hide the garbage cans, hold down the trampoline. It's going to be a very windy night with a high wind warning in effect.
Also caught on camera, a car narrowly escapes getting slammed by a passing train in western Washington.
Now, KAPP local news at 6.
Batten down the hatches and get ready for a blast of blustery conditions. Now at 6 o'clock, a high wind warning for our region. It's going to be a very windy overnight. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Madeline Hagan.
And I'm Jeff Jacobs in for Jason Valentine tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Let's get right to the forecast. Jeff, we can hear it all day. We can hear it even in the studio shaking the ceiling a little bit. And the first thing that comes to mind when we get so windy is all of the tumbleweeds that we're going to see tomorrow.
You're going to see tumbleweeds.
Yes.
And we spoke about this in the 5 o'clock newscast that if you did rake your leaves this weekend,
gone.
Yeah, you go home if you didn't bag them. Don't worry, they're in the neighbor's house. So you're all right now, and you'll be all right overnight because it's going to continue to blow. Let's jump outside and look at our Legend Skycam network there over Yakima. Beautiful sight, but we have seen our Skycam shaking throughout this afternoon and this evening, and those winds expected to increase, not decrease overnight tonight. So what are we talking about? High wind warning in effect for a lot of our area. There's a high wind alert. Or advisory, I'm sorry, there's an advisory going on for Yakima, Lower Yakima Valley, and up towards Moses Lake. Everywhere else, it's a high wind warning. Sustained winds 35 to 45 miles per hour, gusts up to 65 miles per hour expected overnight tonight. And there you see the areas that are affected in turquoise with the high wind warning, the high wind advisory outlined there in blue for you this evening. And that's going to be lasting until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Skywatch radar, we see some scattered shower activity over the Blue Mountains. We're going to see more of that over the Cascades as well with mixed snow. We'll tell you more about that coming up in your full forecast. 53 right now in the Tri-Cities. The winds at 14 miles per hour, and in Yakima 54 degrees. And this is going to be the last day we're going to see these, should I call them, warmer temperatures. I'll tell you more coming up.
Thank you so much, Jeff. While we don't yet have a date when the Pasco Amazon warehouses will open, a spokesperson with Amazon has confirmed they've opened their first job position for a staffing administrator. KAPP-KVEW's Riley Fitzgerald says the Tri-Cities Development Council has expressed concerns about Amazon's opening here. She's tracking this story.
The first job position has become available for the Pasco Amazon warehouses, Oyster and Pearl. It's for a staffing administrator who will have a key role in hiring many of the people coming to work for Pasco's warehouses in the future. According to the Tri-Cities Development Council, they say they didn't know about the first job announcement until hearing about it in local media.
We were surprised because we've seen some of the corporate announcements, that they've changed their distribution model, that they're in some parts of the country they haven't opened warehouses.
Those same questions about changes to Amazon are the ones that are causing some concerns about whether or not these million-square-foot facilities built in West Pasco will actually open. But according to an Amazon spokesperson, that's not something to worry about. They say in a statement, the warehouses in Pasco remain in our plans. While we don't have specific launch dates, we're still looking to fill the staffing administrator position and will hire hundreds of employees to work at the sites once they're open. Tridex says they help businesses relocate to the Tri-Cities, and we're hoping to have some sort of role in this process.
We'd like to understand what their plans are, see what we can do to help in even their hiring or any of their other processes.
Carl Dye, Tridex president and CEO, says they could assist in preventing a disruption of the local workforce and help in any community initiatives Amazon is interested in.
A lot of their processes are pretty secretive for good reason. There's literally billions of dollars at stake.
According to Mike Gonzalez, Economic Development Manager with the City of Pasco, things are moving forward in terms of permitting and street and sidewalk improvements near the warehouses.
Amazon is committed to Pasco, they're committed to the Tri-Cities, and they really want to open as soon as they can.
In Pasco, Riley Fitzgerald, KAPP-KVEW Local News.
An estimated 1,500 people will work in Pasco's warehouses once everything is up and running. But for now, just the staffing administrator position is open. You can find the link to that first job posting on our website, yaktranews.com. Just more than a week after a fire destroyed a mobile home in West Richland, Benton County Fire District number 4 responded to another mobile home fire within just a few miles. The damage to this one was also substantial, but nobody was home and also no one was injured. Captain Thomas Harper with the fire district says while responders are fighting fires in small neighborhoods like this one to keep some distance from the crew working to put it out.
Well, if they see something, obviously call 911, but if we're working, stay away, stay out of the way, don't drive by just to get a look or a better look. We're there for a reason, we have a job to do, so it's best to stay out of our way and let us do our job.
Captain Harper says this fire may have been caused by a space heater, though it's too soon to confirm. He says the homeowners and the pets were all out of town and they have been notified. We continue to learn more about a shooting in Grandview involving a deputy that left a 29-year-old man dead. KAPP-KVEW's Emily Goodell has the latest.
The Yakima Valley Special Investigations Unit says the Yakima County Sheriff's deputy was responding to a call for help from another law enforcement agency when he shot and killed the 29-year-old man. Authorities say it started as a noise complaint with someone calling 911 just before 11:30 a.m. Friday about a naked man with a firearm allegedly making a disturbance at an apartment near West 4th Street and Avenue J in Grandview. Grandview police arrived and put out a call for reinforcements. While there, authorities say the man waved a firearm in the air and fired multiple shots. About 50 minutes after the officers arrived, authorities say radio traffic indicated the man had fired shots and an officer had also fired his weapon. It's unclear where the man's shots were directed or who shot first, but authorities say the 29-year-old man was struck by gunfire and fell back into the apartment. Officers rendered first aid, but the man died at the scene. Per policy, the deputy involved has been put on administrative leave. I spoke to YVSIU officials who say the name of the man who was killed and the name of the deputy involved should be released on Tuesday. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more on our website, yaktrinews.com. Reporting, I'm Emily Goodell, KAPP-KVEW Local News.
Emily, thank you so much. Washington lawmakers heard more testimony this afternoon for and against a proposal to loosen restrictions on police chases. Police reform laws enacted over the past few years mean that officers can't chase suspects in most circumstances. Officers and many city leaders say that people are now refusing to stop for police and criminals are getting bolder.
Right now, too many suspects are simply driving off, sometimes in a dangerous manner, as you've heard, because they know they won't be pursued. This makes our residents feel unsafe.
It is not harm reduction or protection of the public. It is elevation of obedience to authority and value of property over the value of human life.
Lawmakers have already made some changes to the proposal, trying to strike a balance and setting it to expire after 2 years if it passes through legislature. Now to the latest in the investigation of 4 student murders at the University of Idaho. Attorneys want a gag order to remain in place. They say the suspect, Brian Kohberger, is fighting for his life. Kohberger faces 4 murder charges in the deaths of those students last November. The judge placed a broad gag order which prohibits anyone involved from making statements outside of court. A large group of local and national news organizations, including our company's station in Spokane, have challenged that order with the Idaho Supreme Court and claim the order is too broad and violates the First Amendment rights of those involved. In a motion filed on Friday, Kohberger's public defender says her client should be heard on this matter, saying, quote, Mr. Kohberger's life depends on this system remaining intact. He must be permitted to fight for it if this court decides to consider the media's petition. Lada County Prosecutor Bill Thompson also wants the state to be heard, saying it has an obligation to make sure Kohberger gets a fair trial. And now to follow up on a story we brought you last week. Washington Governor Jay Inslee visited Pullman to learn more about the development of a 550,000 square foot biodiesel plant. The governor met Friday with Whitman County commissioners and the business AgTechos, which would operate the facility. Those meetings aimed at learning more about what the plant could offer. During the meeting, AgTechos stated its goal to produce roughly 11 million gallons of biodiesel every year. It would allot to over 1 million gallons for farmers' equipment use. Also at the meeting, a Whitman County farmer who said he could not envision farmers having a problem with making this transition to a cleaner fuel source. Neighborhoods who live hundreds of feet away from the proposed site remain concerned with potential noise, pollution, and living next to a heavy industrial zone. The governor was asked about those concerns.
All of those needs to be answered. We've encouraged the company to talk to the neighborhood as much and as early as they can about those issues to see if they can be ameliorated. If you do have an organization that cares about these things and they're willing to listen to the neighborhood, things usually kind of work out.
And the project still needs to be approved by Pullman City Council. Should that happen, the earliest we could see the project be completed is December of 2024. Today, Washington state lawmakers considered a proposal to extend foster care services to young adults through their early 20s. Typically, foster care ends when you turn 18. Washington already has an extension program offering young adults the option of more support as long as they follow certain requirements until they turn 21. Senate Bill 5230 would extend that assistance even further.
The only criticism, quite frankly, has been that the program ends at age 21, which would be like us cutting our own child off halfway through a BA. We would not do that. We know that age 21 is too soon, especially for young people to become self-sufficient, and especially for those who survive foster care.
The program would not be cheap, though. It's estimated to cost around $33 million per year. But advocates say every dollar spent helping young adults transition from foster care to living on their own pays back almost 4 times as much. Well, it's a hair-raising sight in western Washington. A speeding car barely escapes an oncoming train. The story, though, does not end there. Plus, $100 for tree removal. Learn about the incentive offered in Franklin County in hopes of controlling pests. And the best way to protect your ticker and your health. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6. We'll be right back after the break.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
There's a new tax refund called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Those who qualify could get up to $1,200 back. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Today, my friend, you did it! You did it! You
Good news! A new clinical study showed that Centrum Silver supports cognitive health in older adults. It's one more step towards taking charge of your health. So every day, you can say, it's Centrum Silver.
Among my patients, I often see them have teeth sensitivity as well as gum issues. Does it worry me? Absolutely. Sensodyne sensitivity and gum gives us a dual action effect that really takes care of both our teeth sensitivity as well as our gum issues. There's no question it's something that I would recommend.
It's Heart Health Awareness Month. Heart attack or failure symptoms may include chest pain, heartburn, or dizziness. See actrinews.com for more information.
The Prosser Heart Center at Prosser Memorial Health offers a full spectrum of cardiology services, now accepting new patients. This is how we care.
What are the biggest operational challenges on your farm? Data management and displays? Navigating the John Deere Operations Center? Equipment setup and in-field adjustments? If you have precision agriculture questions, we have the Precision Ag Answers. Join RDO Equipment Company's team of experts for Precision Ag Answers, a collection of videos covering John Deere precision ag technology. Everything from quick tips to basic how-tos and in-depth tutorials.
KFC has wraps now?
Got 2 for $5.
there's one with spicy slaw?
Grab 2 new Kentucky Fried Chicken wraps for just $5.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. February marks American Heart Month. According to Providence, heart diseases like coronary artery disease can impact people as young as age 20. Now, it is somewhat preventable, but genetics and lifestyle choices play a major role in one's risk. Destiny Richards shows us one way to lower your risk.
Exercise is like medicine. But even if you're not sick, you still need a dose.
Exercise can lower your blood pressure, it can control your weight, it can prevent or control diabetes, it can manage stress and decrease inflammation in the body, and it can strengthen your muscles.
Nicole Ford is a registered dietitian and cardiophysiologist at Providence. She says regular exercise is a way to help prevent heart issues from happening. But for some people, it's necessary to bounce back after a cardiac event or procedure.
So you want to do about 10 to 15 of these, 1 to 3 times through.
At Providence St. Luke's Rehabilitation Center, I experienced how patients here get their exercise.
We allow up to 30 minutes for cardio, and that could be on the treadmill, the bicycle. We have an arm cycle and kind of a stepping machine. And then we do strength training, stretching, so kind of all types of exercise in cardiac rehab.
Seeing people here to recover after a heart attack or heart surgery just shows how important it is to never miss a beat when it comes to daily exercise.
So at least 150 minutes per week is the recommendation, but anything is better than nothing, so just do as much as you can.
That's 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. LaFord says even though February is American Heart Month, it's never too late or too early to start.
It's a great time to be thinking about heart health, but it's also important to consider all year long. So just get active and get moving. Move more and sit less.
So here are some steps you can take right now to protect your heart, and most of the guidance is stuff you've probably heard before. In addition to regular exercise, you should avoid smoking, limit alcohol consumption, eat a healthy, balanced diet, limit salt and red meat. Also, find healthy ways to cope with stress. Meditation can also help, and it's a beneficial idea to talk with your doctor about your specific risk.
Now, KVEW First Alert Weather with Jeff Jacobs.
Well, February isn't really quite done with us, right? Here we go. And I said this earlier, maybe the groundhog was right. And I hate saying that when we continue with the winter-like conditions. But here we are looking out over our Legend Skycam network over Yakima. Yeah, it looks beautiful out there, but throughout the last couple hours, we've seen the camera shaking all over the place in Yakima as well as Tri-Cities. A lot more in Tri-Cities with this wind warning that we are in effect with right now. Skywatch radar showing us some rain clouds over the Blue Mountains. We're going to see more over the Cascades coming up with a mixture of snow as well as we get towards the middle of this week. So if you're going to be traveling, you're going to want to keep that in mind. Here in turquoise, this color here is where we are looking at our high wind warning right now. Now, this is going to be in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're seeing the winds coming out of the west for the most part at 35 to 45 miles per hour, but the gusts can be up to 65 miles per hour tonight. And again, that's until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You see the area here in this lighter blue color. That is actually a high wind alert area or advisory area right there. So that's not quite as serious when you get up towards Moses Lake and Yakima, lower Yakima Valley is what we're going to be dealing with overnight tonight. So you light sleepers, might be a little bit of a rough one tonight, so make sure the trampoline is held down, make sure the trash cans are put away so they don't end up 5 blocks away. Wind speeds right now, look, they've even increased over this last 30 minutes. We're seeing 16 miles per hour being registered at the Pasco Airport, 17 in Walla Walla. But look at Hanford, boy, it's whipping out there 38 miles per hour. Yakima, we're waiting for the system there to give us a quick little reading there. 19 mile per hour winds up north in Moses Lake. Temperatures right now, they're still holding pretty strong in the lower to mid 50s. 53 Tri-Cities, Hanford, Connell at 52, Moses Lake at 52 as well, 54 Walla Walla, Milton Freewater, Pendleton, and then 54 for Yakima. That is going to quickly change though as we move into tomorrow in the middle of this week. I'm sorry, Futurecast will kind of explain more of that. We see this mixture over here of this rain and snow in the Cascades as we're already getting there, as well as over the Blue Mountains as we move towards Idaho. That's going to be a factor. We move in to Tuesday and then into Wednesday. We see scattered rain showers expected on our Futurecast for a lot of our lower lying areas. But again, if you're going to travel, keep in mind the next few days, mixed rain and snow over the passes. Tonight, Cloudy skies, temperatures not quite down to freezing. They are going to hold a little bit above that with 41 for the Tri-Cities and 36 for Yakima. Tomorrow, cloudy skies. We're going to see temperatures kind of just a little bit cooler than what we are right now. But Wednesday is where we're going to see the real change, where we're going to look back at now and go, wow, I guess that kind of wasn't that bad. Here's what I'm talking about. We're looking at, for the Tri-Cities, 51 tomorrow. Scattered rain and snow showers in the higher elevations. It's going to be up around the Blues. And then more clouds for Wednesday. And then that's when the temperature's really going to start getting below the freezing point and have a hard time for a couple days getting back up above that. Overnight lows in the mid-teens for the most part as we work through the week. Yakima 49 tomorrow with those scattered showers as well in certain areas, especially the higher elevations. 31 for Wednesday, and you see the same dip in the temperature as we wrap up the work week. But look at the overnight lows around 10 degrees. So tonight, yes, that high wind warning for a lot of our area in effect with those gusts up to 65 miles per hour, and that is going on until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Maddie?
Thanks so much, Jeff. We have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code will take you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download and there's no subscription fee. We'll be right back after the break.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's been 10 years since this joyful morning.
I have been waiting 174 days to say this. Good morning, America.
Now, join Robin as she pays it forward with people across the country to help someone in need. Tomorrow morning, celebrate Robin on GMA.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Your lucky numbers can win you $50,000 in cash during Wild Horse Resort and Casino's $95,000 Crack the Safe. Every Friday and Saturday in February, we're giving away cash and prizes, including your chance to unlock up to $50,000 in cash. Any combination can win. Start earning your entries today. This Sunday, one lucky winner will win $10,000 cash. More fun, more excitement, more chances to win. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
My relationship with Make-A-Wish began 14 years ago. We cumulatively now have a total of $1.14 million we've done for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm lucky to have a position that affords me the opportunity to support the community. And for me, I want the customer's buying experience to be just that. Understanding what their motivation is, and also knowing that the activity they're having with me is going to have a direct reflect on what we're going to do with Make-A-Wish for the calendar year.
Find your next Subaru at McCurley Subaru and get 3.9% financing.
My mom hired a bath fitter to make me a new bath. My friend Jimmy said that when he got a new bath, it took forever. Jimmy didn't have to take a bath for a month. I didn't even get to miss one bath. It's just not fair.
Bath Fitter will remodel your bath in as little as 1 day. We've got over 2 million satisfied customers and 35 years experience. Call now or visit bathfitter.com for a free in-home consultation.
Situated in the heart of Washington wine country, the Prosser House by John Gray is a place you won't want to miss. John's international culinary training brings amazing cuisine to the table. Treat yourself and someone special to a meal you won't soon forget. We'll see you at the Prosser House.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
Wow.
That's our boy.
So proud.
There's no better morning than a buy one, get one for $1 morning at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Check this out. New video shows 2 suspects running from police, and they almost got hit by a train. You can see their car clear the tracks just seconds before the train ran through those tracks. This happened in Auburn in western Washington. Police say one of the suspects threatened a store employee with a gun. Police eventually caught and arrested both suspects. $100 for tree removal. It's an incentive put out by the Franklin County Pest Control Board to prevent bugs from making their way to commercial orchards. You can earn a $100 voucher by letting the Franklin County Horticulture Pest and Disease Board remove your fruit-bearing backyard tree. Trees like apple, cherry, nectarine, peach, and many others are eligible for the program. The board has a list of criteria online, and the voucher can be used at a list of local stores, including Ranch and Home, Fiesta Foods, and Jobs Nursery. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6 o'clock. Much more to come after the break.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $22.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important? Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
This shortcut saves 2 hours easy. Please, dude!
No. Of course not. Not again.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT, only at your local Ford dealer.
You don't have to go to the East Coast to get a great cheesesteak. Brothers Cheesesteaks right here in Kennewick. Freshly sliced tender ribeye, your choice of classic cheeses, and a toasty French baguette. What are you waiting for? Brothers Cheesesteak? It's not good. It's the bomb!
Honey, are you throwing the throw pillows?
Relaxing to watch TV can be hard.
Remember how they stack.
Okay.
Actually, watching TV?
HBO app.
It's easy with Dish.
Honey, are you on the boudoir cushion?
What's a boudoir cushion?
Live TV and streaming apps together with Dish. Tuned in to you.
Us. This isn't us. Is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other? And when our phones have turned us into this?
LT?
What do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's find us again. US Cellular. Built for us.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more versatility and #1 rated durability and owner experience built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
The 32nd annual Central Washington Sportsman Show comes to Yakima this weekend. The show runs from Friday, February 24th through Sunday, the 26th at the Yakima Valley Sun Dome. It features a lot of attractions for the young and young at heart, like casting a pool, an archery and rifle range, and reptiles from Brad's World of Reptiles in Corvallis, Oregon. Other highlights from the event, a Washington Sheriff's Department seminar on concealed carry, and opportunities to learn how to tie a fly and fly fish. The show runs Friday from noon to 7, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from 10 to 4. The COVID mandates triggered outrage across Washington state during the pandemic. Now a new proposal to rehire those who lost their jobs for failing to comply with mandate protocol. Also, not only a dangerous problem, but open drug use can also become an unsightly issue. Now, Richland Police says its plans to crack down on the issue. And the TSA says it found a record number of guns last year in airport luggage. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 6:30.
Getting tough on drug use. Richland City Council passing 2 municipal codes addressing drug use and paraphernalia in public. Tonight, the police Facebook post that's getting a lot of attention and why an arrest may be the first step in someone's journey to sobriety.
We're seeing more overdoses and deaths related to the fentanyl.
In 2021, State v. Blake in Washington ruled that the state's felony drug possession statute was unconstitutional. On Facebook, Richland Police said since that ruling, they've seen an increase of open drug use in public areas. They say the Richland City Council passed 2 municipal codes. One criminalizes the public use of drugs. The other makes it illegal to dump paraphernalia onto the ground or into water. But are more arrests the solution to ending the drug crisis? Andrea Munder with Ideal Options says they're able to get people back on their feet, even if it means helping them while incarcerated.
If they come into the jail and they've recently used any sort of opiates, we have the ability to prescribe them some medications to kind of help them withdraw from those medications and then get them on something a little bit more long-term to help them with their sobriety.
She says sometimes an arrest is the beginning of someone's journey to sobriety because they can get the help needed to break the cycle of addiction.
And if we don't get them the help when they're incarcerated, they're just going to go back out and they're going to have these horrible cravings and these withdrawal symptoms still, and they're going to go back to use.
But it doesn't end with incarceration. Andrea says it's important that patients follow through with their clinic after release from jail.
And making sure that they're partnered up with some sort of an outpatient to help them continue. We have same-day appointments. If they're released, we have partnered up with the officers to be able to give them rides to the clinic if they need to.
She and her colleagues believe it'll take a community's effort to end the addiction crisis.
They're at a very desperate place when they're incarcerated and they're not feeling good. So just being that, that support person to try to help pull them out of that and give them some resources to do so.
And the Future Recovery Crisis Center plan for Kennewick will be a treatment option for those dealing with substance use disorder. Benton County also has Recovery Court, which aims to rehabilitate people facing charges relating to drugs. Let's go ahead and turn to the busy weather we're having. Jeff, the wind is strong and really only getting stronger, it sounds like.
And it will continue overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning with this high wind warning that we're in for the most part of our area. Looking outside our Legend Skycam network over Yakima, where we've seen our Skycams all over the region really shaking throughout this afternoon and into this evening as everybody kind of makes their way home and gets everything kind of tied down for this evening, because we're going to have winds out of the west 35 to 45 miles per hour and gusts up to 65 miles per hour tonight. The high wind warning in those areas you see colored in turquoise there. A high wind advisory is in the areas there in the lighter blue. So Yakima, lower Yakima Valley, up through into Moses Lake towards Richville, looking for those lighter winds tonight, but not quite such high gusts in those areas. So yeah, it's going to be lasting till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you light sleepers, going to be a rough night tonight. Skywatch radar, some rain shower activity expected over the Blue Mountains and areas of the Cascades. Mixed rain and snow starting tomorrow over the passes throughout midweek. So if you're traveling, keep that in mind. Right now in the Tri-Cities, 53 degrees. The wind's holding strong at 22 miles per hour, and in Yakima, definitely lighter breeze. We know it just registered in just a few minutes ago at 12 miles per hour. 54 degrees right now in Yakima. I'll tell you more about the winds and the much cooler temperatures that are on the way.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Lawmakers in Washington are attempting to use the expiring COVID-19 public health emergency to introduce a bill that would prioritize rehiring those who lost their jobs for refusing to take the COVID-19 vaccine. The details tonight from Theron Zahn.
2 lawmakers in our state want the state and local governments to bring back employees fired because they didn't comply with vaccine mandates put in place because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The effort is happening on 2 levels. King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn has introduced a motion with the County Council that would prioritize the rehiring of county workers that were dismissed.
Preferential rehiring for those who were terminated because of the vaccine mandate. The truth is, the governments at all levels need those employees back. particularly with our emergency and first responders, like our law enforcement personnel.
At the state level, Republican Representative Chris Corey out of Yakima has introduced a bill that would create hiring preferences for bringing back state workers that were fired and give those workers a chance to catch up on contributions to the state retirement plan. Councilmember Dunn says King County workers who were let go should be made whole.
Those employees should be placed back exactly where they left in terms of their seniority, as if they were never let go. I think their personal files should be removed of any derogatory information about complying with a vaccine mandate.
It's unclear just how much support these efforts will have from Governor Inslee, who strongly backed vaccine mandates for government workers. Dunn's legislation will be heard by the full King County Council, where changes could be made.
We have 100 deputy vacancies here in King County, and crime is at an all-time high. And so what we need are those folks back on the job working hard to keep our community safe.
House Bill 1814 is currently in committee in Olympia. Just when it could come up for a vote is not known right now.
The TSA says it found a record number of guns and carry-on luggage last year, and it's not really clear why. TSA agents found more than 6,500 guns while processing carry-ons and personal items at security checkpoints last year. It doesn't just slow you down while you wait for your bag to be inspected and the gun removed. It can also get expensive.
We will gradually increase the penalties to really reinforce to people to pay attention to the requirements, to the regulations that are out there, and make it safe and secure for everybody in the travel.
Guns don't belong on airplanes, they don't belong in the security area of an airport, and they certainly don't belong at our security checkpoints.
Right now, the maximum fine for bringing a gun to a TSA checkpoint, whether you've forgotten it in your luggage or not, is almost $15,000. You might also lose pre-check eligibility for 5 years. Amid signs of waning support at home for U.S. military aid to Ukraine, President Biden is pledging the U.S. will stand with the nation for, quote, as long as it takes. The president making that point during his previously unannounced visit to Ukraine's beleaguered capital city, Kyiv. President Biden also announcing a new weapons package for Ukraine days before marking 1 year since Russia first invaded its borders. ABC's Justin Finch is covering all the details.
An historic day in Kyiv. President Biden making a previously unannounced stop in Ukraine's capital city with heavily armed police and army officers standing guard.
You see Joe Biden.
Ukraine's President Zelensky showing Biden his plaque, among others, honoring world leaders who stood with Ukraine in dark times. The two presidents also discussing that nation's path forward in its nearly year-old war with Russia.
Freedom is priceless. It's worth fighting for as long as it takes, and that's how long we're going to be with you, Mr. President, for as long as it takes.
The White House says the U.S. alerted Russian officials about Biden's travel to prevent potential conflicts. The surprise stop coming 1 day before Biden's Poland visit, where he's expected to give a speech to rally worldwide support for Ukraine.
The Ukrainians are now pushing back and taking back up to 50% of what the Russians took in the initial push. It is working.
But polling this month from ABC News and the Washington Post finds 33% of Americans saying the U.S. is doing too much for Ukraine. That's up from 14% last spring, and after many Republicans have insisted the U.S. won't give Ukraine a blank check.
That is an argument that this White House strongly rejects. They note that Ukraine isn't getting everything they have asked for.
Biden saying today there's now significant support in Congress for Ukraine. And the president spent more than 5 hours today in Ukraine with U.S. air surveillance planes keeping watch over Biden from Polish airspace. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And the latest round of military aid to Ukraine is valued at $460 million, which includes ammunition, anti-armor rockets, and secure communication systems. Work on a new addition under the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. is set to begin next month. When complete, the 15,000-foot addition will feature exhibits and presentations that highlight the monument's history and the civil rights movement. The memorial will remain open during the work, which should finish up by 2026, just ahead of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And a consumer alert tonight. New data shows home prices are starting to drop significantly in some cities. Some of the biggest price drops are happening in California, but hot markets like Boulder, Colorado, Boise, Idaho, and Austin, Texas are also seeing significant drops. One analyst says you can blame backlash from the pandemic.
House prices rose very strongly during much of the pandemic, and we're just retracing some of those price gains. But nonetheless, for folks that have bought a home in the last 6-12 months, it's going to be somewhat painful because they're going to see the value of their home fall here pretty significantly.
Now, prices may be falling because mortgage rates are still much higher than they've been in recent years, and people cannot afford to pay as much because interest rates make up a bigger piece of a monthly payment. A special global prayer event taking place today in Yakima. We'll have more about the event in honor of the Lady of Fatima. And we're in for a very windy evening. Jeff Jacobs is tracking the forecast. That's still to come on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
I thought I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Hey, Dad, look. This is the magma chamber where all the magma's piled up until...
Us. What happened to us? When did we get so connected to our devices?
She's not answering. What?
And so disconnected from each other?
79 cents.
Something's gone missing. Our relationships, our conversations, our common sense.
LT, we gotta fix this.
But just because something is missing doesn't mean it can't be found again. It's time for a reset, not just with our phones, but with each other.
Sorry.
Join us in taking the phones down for 5 challenge.
So we're using our phones to put down our phones?
Exactly.
So we just put them down.
I guess so. Let's take a break from our devices for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's see what we find.
Hey, bud. Wow, that's good.
U.S. Cellular.
Depends on how much pressure there is.
Built for us.
Next ET. In Dolly We Trust. An entire episode of ET devoted to all things Dolly Parton.
Not a thing wrong with that.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP.
KFC has wraps now?
Got 2 for $5.
Wait, there's one with spicy slaw?
Grab 2 new Kentucky Fried Chicken wraps for just $5.
Welcome back, everyone. Every year, the annual worldwide prayer event for Our Lady of Fatima is broadcast live for the entire world. Last year, it was hosted in Nicaragua, but this year it's in Yakima. KAPP-KVEW's Emily Goodell spoke to a bishop with the Catholic Diocese of Yakima, who says it was an honor to be chosen to host this year.
Hundreds gathered in Yakima to honor the Virgin Mary by her title, Our Lady of Fatima, in a procession to St. Paul's Cathedral.
The significance of a procession in our tradition is physically we embody the prayer. We walk alongside Blessed Virgin Mary on our way to encounter Jesus in the sacraments.
In the Catholic faith, the title Our Lady of Fatima comes from the Virgin Mary's appearance to 3 children near the village of Fatima, Portugal in 1917.
Our Lady's mother for everyone, and it's a great reminder that no matter where our actual mothers are, we have a spiritual mother as well.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The worldwide prayer event, a chance for Yakima to embrace people in places plagued by conflict and violence across the world and close to home.
Not only, is this Our Lady of Fatima procession a chance for positive exposure of Yakima, but we're one of those places that can be broken by violence, by gun violence, by gang violence, by poverty, by folks who have come to Yakima to escape violent parts of Mexico and violent parts of the world. This is really about us in Yakima embracing that need for a change of heart so that there can be a change of minds and better hospitality and welcome for those most in need.
Regardless of who they are or where they come from.
We're all together under Mary, no matter our language, our race, our culture, or our legal status.
Or their religion.
For those who don't have any particular faith or don't, have a church, I think the big takeaway for them is we're praying for you. We're here for you. We're walking with you.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, KAPP Local News.
And if you missed the procession, mass, and other events honoring Our Lady of Fatima, there's video recordings available in English, Spanish, and German. We have those links on our website, yaktraynews.com.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jeff Jacobs.
News alert! It's windy. Welcome to the Columbia Basin and areas around Yakima to Tri-Cities. And this time of year, we're still hanging on in February. And dare I say that there have been Februaries in the past few years that the white stuff came down towards the tail end. But let's hope we don't quite get that far, at least in the low-lying areas for all of my snowmobile and skier friends who love it up in the hills. Impacting you over the next few days, yes, we are in a high wind warning right now until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We have wind gusts overnight tonight in some of our areas expected to be 65 miles per hour. And those colder temperatures are going to be hitting us as well this week, midweek, much cooler than what we have now. Definitely a little brisk out there with the wind kicking up. Skywatch radar, we see some rain activity here going on, not only in the Blues, but we also see it over here in the Cascades. That's going to be starting to get a mixture of snow, so mixed rain and snow. Starting tomorrow and into midweek. Traveling, keep that in mind. High wind warning in effect, like I mentioned, until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Winds 35 to 45 miles per hour and gusts up to 65 miles per hour for this entire area here. You look at Yakima, Lower Yakima Valley, as well as up through Moses Lake, George, and over towards Ritzville. That is a high wind advisory right now. So not quite as severe, but definitely going to have these breezy conditions, like we like to call them, overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. So make sure everything is tied down tonight before you try and go to sleep. Wind speeds right now still holding pretty strong, 30 miles an hour being reported for Hanford, Prosser, 16 for the Tri-Cities. You see Yakima on top, and it's there in the upper 20s. Ellensburg, if it's going to be windy anywhere, it's probably going to be windy in Ellensburg, 32 miles per hour. That seems to always be the case. And just jumping over the border into Oregon, 24 miles per hour with that breeze coming up through the gorge, hitting Hermiston and the Boardman area, as well as dipping down into Pendleton a little bit. Temperatures right now holding in the lower 50s. We're looking at 50 degrees, Walla Walla, Pendleton, Tri-Cities at 53, as well as Toppenish and Hanford. Yakima at 54, a little cooler as we work towards Clay Elum, and Roslyn there at 41 degrees up in that area. So not too bad, still above the freezing point there for those regions. Now, our future cast is going to show what precipitation and that mixture of rain is going to be like as we put it into motion. You see this pink area here, as well as just east of the Blues. That's that mixture of rain and snow. We put things into motion. We get into tomorrow. More of those scattered showers going to reach down into our area of Yakima, the lower Yakima Valley, the Tri-Cities, and then kind of clear up a little bit as we head towards into Thursday night and Friday of this week. So dealing with a little bit of scattered showers. Tonight, cloudy overnight. overnight tonight. It's going to hold the temperature range just a little above freezing in our area, from 41 degrees down to 36 for Yakima, 36 for Walla Walla as well, 35 for Pendleton. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. Again, higher elevations. Watch out for that mixture of rain and snow if you're traveling. Tomorrow's highs 51 degrees around the Tri-Cities, 49 for Yakima as well as Hermiston. Moses Lake, you'll see 47 degrees tomorrow. Let's check out that 7-day forecast. 51 tomorrow, and then the end of February chill hits just in the nick of time. 35 for Wednesday, 29 for Thursday, and those overnight lows in the mid-teens. Hopefully by this time next week, we'll be back up to the temperatures we had last weekend. Yakima, 49 degrees tomorrow. Scattered showers like we saw there on our Futurecast, kind of coming in and out of the valley at times, but then cooler on Wednesday and even much cooler on Thursday. So tonight we have that wind advisory for Yakima, lower Yakima Valley. We have the high wind warning in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow for the rest of our area. Stay close. We'll be right back with more of your Yakima Tri-Cities news here with KAPP KVEW Local News at 6:30.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
What are the biggest operational challenges on your farm? Data management and displays? Navigating the John Deere Operations Center? Equipment setup and in-field adjustments? If you have precision agriculture questions, we have the Precision Ag Answers. Join RDO Equipment Company's team of experts for Precision Ag Answers, a collection of videos covering John Deere precision ag technology. Everything from quick tips to basic how-tos and in-depth tutorials.
Alien tape is strong enough to hold this fishbowl on a moving car. Just peel and stick and make anything stay in place quick. A wooden shelf, a basket to glass, rugs to the floor, and so much more. Alien tape sticks to brick, pavers, marble, tile, plastic, even leather. Nothing works better. Alien tape secures in seconds, then twist, pull, and rinse to reuse. You're dying to try it. Here's your chance to buy it.
Call 1-800-284-4157 or go to tryalientape.com. That's 1-800-284-4157.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and it's designed to help make aches and pains a thing of the past. Because only Tempur-Pedic uses our one-of-a-kind, incredibly adaptive Tempur material to relieve pressure points and support your body in a way no other mattress can. Molecule by molecule and millimeter by millimeter. All night, every night.
Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. And get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
It's a different kind of shooting range in the wilds of North Idaho.
We have a 3D archery range that is a trail through the woods. It's about a mile long.
Fly the Northwest.
We've got a 50-yard range, a 100-yard range, and a 200-yard range.
KAPP KVEW Local News at 6 Tuesday.
Next Extra. Angela Bassett, Austin Butler, Jamie Lee Curtis, Oscar's biggest stars get royal love in London. Their night with Prince William and Kate, and how Helen Mirren honored the Queen. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KAPP KVEW. KAPP KVEW, celebrating President's Day.
Parent company of Instagram and Facebook announcing a pilot pay subscription service that allows users to receive checkmark verification. It will cost $12 a month on the internet and $15 a month on iOS. Perks include extra protection from impersonation accounts and direct access to customer support. Meta says it's introducing the service next week in Australia and New Zealand, and eventually will add more countries. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg says the new feature aims to increase authenticity and security. Twitter also making some security changes. The platform will disable two-factor authentication by text for non-Twitter Blue subscribers. Two-factor authorization requires a password and a code or security key to access accounts. Twitter says it will initiate the change on March 20th, and it's doing this because the company says bad actors abuse the phone number-based authentication system. The platform says it will provide an authentication mobile app and a security key for free. Twitter Blue costs $11 a month. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6. Jeff has a final check of your forecast when we return.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
Hop on one of the hottest shows of the year with Genuine and Drew Hill. Friday, February 24th at Legends Casino Hotel. Genuine and True Hill together in concert. Grab your tickets now at the venue box office and at Ticketmaster.com.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Tonight, The Bachelor touches down in London town.
Cheerio! Hello, Zachary. Would you like to kiss me?
Who's getting the royal treatment?
I like kissing you a lot.
Certainly feeling like a queen right now.
And who won't keep calm?
I got some really bad news. Today is Zach's worst nightmare.
And carry on.
I'm gonna hyperventilate.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with the product so good, you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Ford Escape. It offers bliss with cross-traffic alert. And it's an IIHS top safety pick. It's built for America. Get 0 for 36 months plus $1,000 low APR cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about it all evening. The wind is here and here to stick around for a couple of hours.
It is, yeah, a few hours. It's going to be going until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. This high wind warning that we're in for much of our area. Tomorrow morning is going to be like the Easter Bunny showed up earlier. Going to walk outside and go, look, I've got a new trampoline. I've got a barbecue cover and all my leaves are gone. Yeah, it's going to be going for a while tonight. Look at those gusts up to 65 miles per hour tonight. And again, this warning is in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then we're going to have those colder temperatures this week as well.
Quite the week of winterness.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thank you so much for watching. KAPP Local News is always on at yaktranews.com. We're back tonight at 11 o'clock.